grey stone old cottages, quite like the Cotswolds really.
I think it's quite idyllic, lovely little village, it's a close-knit community.
Life in Coleshill, it's extraordinary really. You can never go anywhere in the village without having to take very much more time than you thought you were going to, because there's nearly always somebody to stop and chat to. It's a community, and that's, I think, slightly unusual these days.
Living in Cambo and Wallington is an amazing experience. It's a beautiful, quiet place, lovely small community, a tight-knit community.
I've lived here for nearly 73 years. It's a nice village and a peaceful area to live in. Don't get too much trouble out here.
Every season is very beautiful. It can be very harsh in winter when we're snowed in, and then the place comes to life in spring and summer. It's a very beautiful place.
I'm Jo Trussler and I'm the Low Carbon Village Project Coordinator at Coleshill.
I'm Celia Robbins, I'm the Project Manager for the Low Carbon Village Project at Wallington.
The Low Carbon Village projects are a joint venture between the National Trust and Empower to reduce the carbon footprint of 2 villages owned by the National Trust. But we're doing this through a programme of community engagement, and that's the really important message here. There are a number of recommendations I'd make for people that want to start up a low carbon village project. Firstly, it's really important to make it as open as possible and welcoming as possible for people to be part of the project. For example, I hold my meetings in the village pub, so it's a really nice casual environment.
I know Jo held an event not that long ago when sort of people who don't normally come to events actually turned up, had a glass of wine and were really interested. I think the glass of wine always helps with these things.
Both keep bees for part of the National Trust Low Carbon Village. The village gets free honey.
That is full of honey.
We got our bees and we had to keep on looking at the frames, making sure the queen has laid eggs in the cells, making sure the workers are feeding them and they're growing into grubs, and yeah, they can get frustrated and they start headbutting you.
So I think it's important to find the people who are already interested in environmental questions. They can be good advocates for what the message that you're trying to get out there.
It means really looking at my grandchildren and hoping that the world I leave for them is going to be a better place.
I think firstly it's really important to realise that different things motivate different people. For some people it will be saving money.
You know, you're saving, say, £60, £70 a year. It's a big help when you're on your pension.
For other people it's about living more sustainably.
Sustainability is all about being able to plan for the future.
And for other people within a community it's actually just about engaging with more people within the village and getting to know people better.
I think get together and do it as a village.
There was a lovely hand-on experience which Celia organised, which was to pass the energy meters on to somebody else that you knew. The final meeting was lovely in the village hall, where people were really getting together to try to understand what had happened, to learn about what was going to happen next, and to try to plot a way for the future.
I've got one coal fire. Use coal and logs on it, and that's all the heating I've got.
Well, what we found was really important here is that this whole area of Northumberland is off the gas main, so people are depending on oil and electricity mainly for their heating, and that's really expensive.
One exciting future project that's in the pipeline is to install some community heating, which would mean that there is one wood chip boiler in the village with pipework running all the way around the village, which heats the hot water for everybody. Also has the benefit, of course, of being much more environmentally friendly because the fuel is local wood chips and the system is much more efficient.
Timing is really important so that you can tell people what's going to happen and then follow it up with action. So I would help out at the Christmas events and the coffee mornings and things like that, and I found that baking and bringing along cakes and gingerbread and things was a really useful way of just getting yourself known and getting people to connect with you as a person. So you build up that trust over time, that people see that you're still there and that you're still working and you're still interested in what they've got to say.
If people don't hear from you or don't know what's going on with the project, then they'll think it's finished, and that really demotivates people. So really keep people informed, whether it be through an event or through regular newsletters. That's really, really important.
Life out here is pretty remote, but it's fantastically beautiful. Well, it took a while to get the windmill up because firstly when they came there was all that heavy snow last winter, and then we finally got in around April. Npower and National Trust came and installed it and put it in, and it was no hassle to me. Before the windmill went in, it was truly horrendous. The generator is so unreliable, it's just no bag of hammers. The wind turbine's really good because it stores up electric in the batteries and it works in conjunction with the generator. So on days where there isn't quite enough wind, the generator will kick in and just top up the batteries. Touch wood, it's been really good, and it's rare that the generator's ever had to go off. I think for me, environmental issues are even more important than to any normal person because I'm working in the environment every single day.
The project has forced us all to think and to do things that we didn't do before. It starts, I suppose, by being a mild inconvenience. It moves to habit, and then it moves to routine. And so, after a while, you don't even think about it, you just do.
As the project developed, I think people really engaged with it, and it was lovely to see the number of people who are really quite passionate about it.
The community engagement aspect of the project will carry on, and actually that will help to keep the motivations going within the project.